Right, good morning, everybody. I'm just really waiting for you all to join me, really, whilst I just share up to the platform. So do bear with me whilst I do that. So this is the annoying part for me. This is the annoying part. And I'm going to just turn the volume down on that so I don't get feedback. Obviously, perhaps it has to be going for a bit before I can share it. That's really annoying. The thing is, YouTube, they change things all of the time. When I did the Swatch Watch video yesterday, which I'm proudly wearing today, I managed to share the video without any aggro at all, and this is really annoying me. Maybe if I started again, perhaps. I don't know. Tap live chat. I mean, the thing is, you see, I'm broadcasting it from StreamYard. So, as you notice in the corner to the right of the screen, it's sort of a different platform. Once I get 1,000 subscribers, I can use YouTube's own thingy bob, which should make things a little bit easier, hopefully, with a stroke of luck. But I just don't know why they've done that. Well, it's just happened all of a sudden. You can't share your own videos anymore. Welcome to live chat, privacy, learn more. I mean, it's just such a bore. I mean, they've just changed the whole format altogether since yesterday. Well, now it's disappeared on me. I mean, this has got to be one of the most silliest platforms. No, I know. And I mean, I know it does waste time, but what about block sharing? You know, just share it and it goes all over the place. But anyway, I've done that now. So coming back to the proper topic, what do you think, guys? Do you think that the rules on the lockdown should be eased, or do you think that they should perhaps remain in place? Your thoughts, guys. What do you think about it? So if you just joined me, hi to new YouTube. I don't know your name, but hi to Lauren Lane there. Hi, and Freddie Airtime. Hi to you. Who else? And hi to Joel there. And he says remain in place. I think that says it all. Well, yes, kind of. Well, I don't know which side of the debate I really come down on. On one hand, we need to get the economy back up and running again, but what also needs to be considered is that people will get ill, people might die, and all that sort of stuff. And in my mind, just one death is one death too many. Because every time I hear about somebody dying, getting ill, or whatever, it's literally just a kick in the guts. It's awful. Whereas when I was a boy, I never really worried too much about it. It just happened to other people, and it didn't happen to you until, of course, I was 11 years old, and I lost my dad in a car accident. So you never really think much about it. And I can remember I went from being a typical sort of naughty 11-year-old boy, but can't really call me a typical 11-year-old boy because I wasn't, but because of my autism. But my God, I had to grow up very, very quickly. Awful business. But this is the problem. But there we are. Let's have a look at some of the comments. Lauren says, do you think... Let's have a look. Put that up. Richard, you do a much better job than... It kind of depends, really, on what you actually think. You might well agree with me on a lot of things. There are a lot of things that I would do if I was PM. I would look after the disabled much better. I'd make it easier. If you've got a genuine disability that affects the rest of your life, if it's a lifelong condition, you will get benefits without question for the rest of your life. Forget declaring savings and all of that business. You will get all the stuff where you have to declare whether you got savings or not, come what may, because I think that rule is sick. I know that there are people who claim it when they shouldn't, but I think probably it's best to just let a few bad apples through the net to make life easier for those with genuine disabilities. And can I ask what your politics are think, let's have a look at this one. Can I ask what your politics are? I think you told your mum you were communist in the Undateables. Well, I'm a bit sort of, I suppose, anti-capitalist, because for the simple reason I haven't been able to amass anything really. I haven't been able to earn any money at all, which is awful. I mean, but when the boot's on the other foot, it's going to be a different story altogether. I mean, I can quite see how I might take a different view if I was in a business earning something. I would take a totally different view to what I think now. But I still think it should be easier for those who just cannot earn anything. I mean, there's people in a lot worse position than me. So there we are. And have I been to the beach? Absolutely, definitely not. No, I haven't been to the beach at all, because I live a long way from the coast anyway. I don't think I probably wouldn't go anyway because it's just too crowded. So, any more comments? Thank you for subscribing if you have. I need as many subscribers. It's finish football season and then go back into lockdown. Oh, I don't know about that. But good morning to you if you've just joined me. And I'm not sure whether I would do a better job as being Prime Minister. It's all right if you agree with what I'm doing, but I'm not sure whether or not I would be any better, because I think he does his best under the circumstances. I don't always agree with him, but that's my view. And so yeah, somebody said something here, but the comments just disappeared. I don't know why, but somebody said their uncle taught them to milk a cow blindfolded when they were little or something, but they've obviously deleted it. So well, sometimes if it's provided, I might just use it. I don't know. I mean, I didn't find it very nice when I used it the other day in Kingston. It's sort of bland smelling stuff. It didn't smell very good. So I mean, that's another thing, whether or not it's any good. Hi, Richard. How are you doing? Fine. How are you finding the lockdown? To be honest, it's not really made a lot of difference to me, because basically I'm just taking it as it comes, really, and it's not really made a huge difference to me, really. I'm just sort of enjoying life as much as I can. mind you, I mean, the old depression does kind of creep in sometimes, so you got to be a bit careful. Try not to let yourself get too depressed about things. So let's have a look. Any more questions? You know, anybody wants to put anything here? New comments? You know, it might carry coronavirus, so you need to. This is a funny thing. When I suppose I was about sort of 3 or 4 or something. It was when I was toing and froing to Norway with my parents. I came back to England, and I was in my grandparents' house, and I remember my grandma going, "Look, there's a rat in the garden running around. You see him? He's running up and down the garden. Look, up and down, sort of thing." And I was like, "Well, what the hell is that?" Because I hadn't seen any, of course, in Norway. I suppose they have them, but then again, they might have killed them all off to get rid of the rabies virus. But I can remember it so well. Straight away, my grandma was literally on the dog and bone to call out the rat man, to sprinkle stuff on the lawn and everything to poison the rats, get rid of them, sort of thing. And I can remember, I want to go out in the garden. And I remember Grandma going, no, you can't go out into the garden because there's a rat stuff on the lawn, sort of thing. And that was it, end of, no, you're not going out into the garden. Simple as that. And I can remember the chat that came round very, very well. I can remember Grandma opened the door and, "Oh, it's the dirty old man," sort of thing, because he was absolutely filthy, probably because he was climbing in drains and all that sort of stuff, and doing all sorts of horrible things that they had to do back then and still do now. I can remember I found it quite funny. So he did all of that, and then a little bit later on in the afternoon, Grandma opened the door. "Oh, it's the dirty old man again." So obviously he'd come back to be paid. But obviously there weren't any rats anymore, as far as I was aware anyway. So there we are. And Lauren is asking, have you watched any movies in the lockdown? Not really. I don't really go in for films all that much, to be quite honest. Not really. I'm not really much of a film buff, really, as such. Let's have a look at this one. Richard, are you into rap? No. I like 80s music. That's not my thing. But somebody said, "How are you doing on this fine day?" Yeah, it's not too bad. Just doing my stuff, really. And big shout out to Flynn Mackley there. So and Well, it's got to be the Undatables, hasn't it? No brainer. Anything else? Does anybody? What are your views really on the lockdown? That's really why I come on today. What do you think? Should the rules? Should we go back into lockdown? Should it literally be reinstated? Should it be? Yes, I think probably I agree with that. Stay within your 5 mile limit. I think where possible, I think probably people should remain within 5 miles of their home, unless of course they're out in the middle of nowhere and where it's sort of like 20 or 30 miles or even 50 miles to the shops. And then of course it would be a little bit difficult when you had to get food in and stuff. So and Jack here said, I think the lockdown has been good for nature and animals. I think you're probably right, because in the thick of it, when it first started to really take hold, we saw more small birds around and all that sort of thing. So I agree. But no, Kingston's not in my 5 mile radius. Really horrible. Long drawn out journey. Hours it took us to get from where I live all the way to Kingston. Jamie begs, can I have a shout out for my friend Joe? She's a huge fan of yours. But yeah, hi to you, Joe. Hi. So any more? What do you all think? I mean, it's not really my views as such. I mean, I have added my views, of course, but I'm trying to sort of make it more about what you guys think. Are the authorities playing Russian roulette with our lives? So there we go. So what are your thoughts? That's the thing. What do you all think? Has the world gone completely mad? Do you think all children should perhaps be sent back to school now? It's kind of up to you, really, what you think. I mean, I'll tell you what, my mum said, if this was the case back in the 80s, when I was at school, and we simply weren't going to school, she would have been going absolutely mad by now. She would have said, I'd be concerned about your futures. I think what would have probably have happened is my brother, he would have got work sent through from his school anyway. He would have got plenty of homework to do, and he would have had to have done that homework so he didn't fall behind. But my school didn't really tend to provide homework on a grand scale anyway. I mean, perhaps if somebody really wanted it or needed it or asked for it or whatever, they might just get it. But in general, we didn't get homework as such because really we needed specialist teaching because we were special needs. So there we are. But I mean, can't simply just go in if it's not safe to do so. So I'm not saying that you should. Any other thoughts, guys, before I wrap this up? I got my GCSEs without doing my GCSEs because of COVID-19. I don't know how you managed to do that, Joe. Gosh. Without doing your GCSEs, did you fiddle something or whatever, or did you perhaps copy things down when you perhaps shouldn't? You know, I've heard of people doing that, somehow getting hold of the answers from the teacher's desk or whatever. Can you do a shout out for my daughter Tilly? She loves your mouthwash collection and dental hygiene is key. Yes. Well, so hi there to you, Tilly. Well, yes, I've got plenty of those still. I usually buy about 5 bottles every time I go to Asda. So I've got literally enough for ages. And thank you. That do you live in the North Pole? Something, Nicola. And Joe says Roy's cancelled them. Now Teachers Award estimated grades. Well, I mean, why not really? Because, I mean, of course, the teachers might give you higher grades because they like you and because they don't want the school's reputation to be in disrepute. So they might give you higher grades because they like you. I mean, sometimes that would be all right. I think sometimes perhaps maybe it wouldn't. But, I mean, I hope it won't cause you problems in the future. That's kind of what I'm concerned about. If you go to university and then it's kind of like, you haven't quite done your GCSEs properly, sort of thing. I mean, you know some of it, you don't know all of it, sort of thing. So, I mean, that would be kind of my concern there. But I'm sure you've done a lot or tried to sort of study very hard for them anyway. Incidentally, you've done better than me because obviously I haven't got any GCSEs. Let's have a look. Yes, it is. Absolutely hate it. So yeah. So anyway, it's nearly lunchtime. So I think I'll wrap things up. Wish you all the very best, and so we'll do another live video soon. The last live video was extremely successful because I managed to get, I don't know how many I managed to get joining me, but it was over a couple of hundred at one point. So obviously my videos sometimes must be very good. But possibly I might do more sort of reviewing on things possibly at some point. maybe when I do my shopping, I might perhaps try and do reviews on certain products, whether or not it's any good or something like that. Maybe we'll do it. But anyway, I wish you all the very best. And 7-3, as they say in amateur radio, which means best wishes. And I'll catch you all very, very soon. But in the meantime, don't forget, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do. And also, don't forget to also subscribe to my Instagram channel, which is Richard Lawrence 5870. So obviously, if you subscribe to my Instagram, you'll get an idea. You'll know when I'm going live on here, which will be a good thing. So I wish you all the very best and hit the subscribe button.